Good evening. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. February 21st. We're going to do a end of week recap, but we're also going to touch on our 10 favorite stocks that we talked about at 1:30 this morning. Team No Sleep. Yeah, totally worth it. Just want to pause for a minute. That moment when you just reflect on all of that hard work that you did on your research, and when that moment comes and everything moves in the way that you exactly expected it to move, and you just sit back and you're just like, gosh, it was so worth being ahead, understanding what is going to happen, so that you're not caught off guard and you can anticipate moves and not be stressed out getting into a trade blind. My goodness. Research, quick due diligence is everything. And I just can't stress that enough. So I'm going to leave you on that. So if you listened to all of those valuable insights early this morning, you would have known that Tesla was obviously a short, that I've been targeting 300 or better to even go long, and that I'm still holding on to a few shorts. And I own a Tesla, and I don't care. I have no bias, and I'll buy it and I'll short the stock right away. I don't care. Like, it's all about, affording to buy a Tesla. I gotta be able to. I'm not gonna get rug pulled here and have to, give it to the repo guy, right? You know what I mean. But all jokes aside, very volatile week, very interesting Friday, which Fridays aren't usually this volatile, but they're also known as free fall Fridays. And I believe we had one of those today. So let's go over the 10 stocks that we reviewed last night just to see, did they hit our target? Are we able to get in long? Did I get in long? What's happening? What's the next move? And, where we go from here. So let's see. Palantir. So Palantir, we have, let me end the day. How do we end the week? I always start with the week because we are at the end of the week. I keep getting alerts on Tesla. Tesla really tanked today. We'll talk about that one soon. All right. Ending the week. Nasty red candle. We have a high of, we have a high of 125.41. Amazing. Fantastic. On some decent volume. We have a low of 95.80 for the week and a close of 101.35. And if you were paying attention, that was out of sheer desperation. We could have definitely closed under $100 today. And we're not going to let a little psychological level affect how we make our professional trading decisions, correct? So let's dive in. Now, from a weekly perspective, you can agree that we are, we have the bulls in charge. We still have love for the stock. It has been bought back up, so it did not close at or under $100 when it very well could have, but it did not. So you have to give it some sort of respect that it could have been worse, right? You gotta give it some credit. Now, we can see that the 50 period is sitting well under $100, still at $92. All right. 200 period at $54. So happy medium says we're going to be somewhere in the middle, 65 to 85. Who knows? How would we know? This chart's not going to give us that level of detail. So this is just more high level, like trends. Stochastic RSI is indicating definite downside weakness. In fact, almost a crossover to the downside for the week. I think, me personally, this little last minute pump up above $100 at the close this week was just to rug pull some bulls on come Monday. But who knows? We'll see how Monday comes around, and we'll see how the rest plays out. Now let me shrink this back down. I am going to take my more time on this since it is an end of week video. So please be, you want to be patient on this. I'm making sure you understand and see what I'm seeing so that we're on the same page. Because the last thing you want to do is be misinformed and misguided. On the daily, it's not as bad as like I said, it could have been. We could have, been closing near or under, well under that $100 mark. I still feel like this was just more of like a fake out. We're just too close for comfort, in my opinion, to these lows to end the week this way. And then if you look at the daily's definitely the bulls have just been getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and we just have that clear downtrend. No sign on the stochastic that there's a bottom forming. So I hate to tell you bulls, and I'm long because this is gonna be my long, but you got to know when to get in when you can fit in, right? When you can fit in. That's how it works with the stock market. Now look at this 4-hour. Bulls deflate, 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 deflate. Could you have seen that on the weekly though? Probably not. Definitely not. Look at this. Look at the stochastic. Just absolutely flatlined. In fact, crossed to the downside and well underneath the bottom barrier of 1964. About 20, basically. So I'm going to be just waiting for Palantir to get closer to a respectable level. We have it written down, folks, from last night. We already have it documented. I'm keeping tabs of all of these calls that I'm making on a spreadsheet and seeing how well the backdoor profit does against the stock market. And just interesting, just interesting. Just how I analyze charts and analyze the market. I analyze myself. It's just part of the beast, part of the nature of who I am. So it's how you get better. It's called backtesting. All right, never mind. All right, everybody awake? All right, so I love my job. So definitely the forget the 1 minute. Palantir just pretty much went kaput. We all saw that at the end. Just deflate. Remember we talked about frowny faces last night? Sell frowny faces. Wow. Hello, everybody. I'm a frowny face. I'm smoking because, just kidding. All right. I'm having way too much fun on this Friday, folks. And I really hope my lips aren't looking the way I'm seeing myself in the preview screen right now. So I'm hoping this video, I can stop it and fix it. Anyway, look at this guy. A nasty frowny face. Guess what's going to happen next, Palantir? With your little frowny face, homie. Oh, I hate doing that shit. What's gonna happen next? What you think's gonna happen next? I don't know. Any hype that's coming up? Anything cool? Is Trump gonna tell us some sauce that he's gonna add more funding to technical purchases in defense and advanced defense to be the most advanced AI defense? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, this is clearly a headline sensitive stock. So I'm dreaming right now with that kind of headline. So let's just be realistic, right? None of that's going to happen. We're just going to go and correct, and we're just going to do normal market shit, and we're going to do one of these numbers here. And then we'll figure out our life, and we may come back up. But you got to stay tuned to those headlines. But this dude right here is very sad. And he's probably smoking because he's very stressed out with this kind of. Imagine 98. Hey, 108. We're back, everybody. Let's go. No. Boom. Right back, damn near $100. About to just basically break down. Just break down. Gonna break down like a chick flick on a Sunday evening on Lifetime. Good Lord. Don't get caught. Don't get rug pulled, folks. I hope you're not holding big, long, and need this anytime soon, because we have some correction mode opportunity at least till $84. I'm looking at the 15-minute. At least till $84 before I would start getting an entry position. I would like to, let me just show you the 1 hour. Where was the 1 hour? I'll just make it the 1 hour. Hold on. That way I have the same little fancy drawing in the same chart. Here we go. What's this 1 hour look like? I'm having way too much fun with this. All right. What the? All right. All right. Let's get serious, folks. What the fuck? What did I draw? All right. All right. Let's get a hold of yourself. All right, look, key level. Straight up. I got my alerts. All right. You see them? 199. I got double alerts because I want to know. I know when this is happening, because this is going to be fast movement. You can't have old man hands on any entries or losses or whatever. So here I have another one, because I want to know if we actually break down further, because this is definitely going to indicate after this level, we're definitely coming down here, right? So this to me says, hey, there's a whole $10 spread. There's money to be made if you're knowing how to get short, right? So I'm looking to potentially get short, but I'm really getting ready to go long, right? Because I want to be able to catch that momentum back up and, basically lift my hands up and say, I'm in, guys. I'm good. I'm not selling. I'm not leaving. Come get it. Because that's just how, you got to get a discount, right? And I know this is funny, right? Like this is sound, but this is just what it is, sell frowny faces and buy smiley faces. If you haven't heard that term before, you just got some new free insight. It's just a known thing. You can look for them in the patterns if you have somewhat of an eye to these things. Let's pull up the 4 hours just to see a better, more clear frowny smiley opportunity. Look at this guy. This guy's getting more weirder every time I get this. Yo. All right. Definitely. He's sad. He's really sad. He's going down. Like, what is this? Like, somebody just rug pulled whatever he was thinking he was doing. Like, this is obviously an anomaly because this was a headline. This is defense spend getting reduced and everybody panicking that all of a sudden Palantir is not going to get enough contracts or reduced contracts or a hit on their on what's 40% of their revenue, which is defense. So that's the explanation for the red candle. Now, no, we're definitely coming back out down here. I would, if you're gonna go long, check out the at least, like I said, the 84 to 80, 85 to $87 value, and then see, always check the volume. Let's work together and make sure there's nothing else that's going to drive it further down, because after all, this stock has come a very long way up. So let's not get over ahead of ourselves. Yes, they are a great company. Yes, they are best in breed. But let's just make sure that they are going to be supported by Daddy Trump. Microsoft. How'd they do today? Remember, we were talking about that weekly that they couldn't close? Well, yesterday, as of yesterday, it looked like they were going to close the week above the 50 period moving average, correct? Oh, how that changed today. Oh, I'm so sorry. Unbelievable. Let's back it up. Where are we at on the week? And let's get that 50 period back up. This is that blue line right here. It looks a little different than last night. I wish I can blow it up a little more to make it more clear. So this is a weekly chart, folks, right? This is the last 2 weeks, just kind of like going sideways, making lower lows. And now look at how we closed this week. It's very hard to see. Please try. But look at it. Right here. Yep. So we have a open of 408, a high of 419.31. Let's just call it 420. And we have a low of 406.50 and a close of 408.21. 21 cents higher than how we opened on Monday. That's a doji if you ask me. So uncomfortable doji. I don't like this doji. I don't like the frowny faces. No bueno. You're gonna light that up, bro. You're gonna have a good time with this one, because I have a feeling, for now, at least a retest, dangerous retest, and if we cannot hold, I'm sorry to tell you, we are going to test this level. Yeah, at least 351. So like, if we have to do all that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with Microsoft. I'm not gonna sit here and try and chase this or find the bottom. I like Microsoft. I love Microsoft. I love what they're doing, but there's a lot of other momentum stocks that I need to be paying attention to right now that are gonna get more of my attention and time. So I'm just like doing this because I'm starting out. This has a lot of liquidity. This is a very institutionalized stock. It's one of the Mag 7s, and it just helps articulate when explaining highs, lows, charting and all that stuff. It's a very good exemplary stock to show these kind of like classic movements per se, right? So you got to have fun with it, right? Smiley face. Ooh, frowny face. But like, well, what happened, Lou? There was a frowny face here, but then, we went up. So this is why I say, like, yeah, but do you understand? This would have been the level to watch. And if you're not watching, you look right here. This was a no-brainer buy because the following week we could not get lower, and then we did one of these numbers, and then we closed higher than the 9 period. Boom. Like that's like red alert or green alert, green alert, green alert. Go long. Throw the whole kitchen sink at this thing. Right? I like when I see these kind of setups. And if you don't see the setup, don't take the trade. But I do watch it and I do study it because what's not available today doesn't mean it won't become an opportunity tomorrow or a week from now. And if I don't do my due diligence now, studying and understanding it in real time, which is even better, going and doing it later, rushing, tends to not be as effective. So when anybody can ask me, oh, how's this doing? Oh, yeah, they did this, that, I can just name it off the top of my head because I've been following and watching it, the momentum on a virtually a real-time basis. So these are the things to study when you have these little frowny faces coming up against a key period, like for example, this 50 period, the blue. So it's like, those are the things to look for and say, okay, we have the 50 period, it's got supported, and then it bounced. And then not only that, but it just basically hugged that 9 period for quite some time. And we're talking about on a weekly basis, very strong momentum. Until that 420 just been that resistance, and then it breaks, and then it just comes down, and it'll break, and it'll come down, it'll break, come down, it'll break, and then finally comes down, and then and now we're like dang near like $400. Remember, I was like, oh, we're so close to 420. If I see that we actually break 420, I'm going long. And here we are at like 408. Where are we? Where are we close? Sheesh. This is unbelievable. But that just goes to show you patience, due diligence, homework pays off. That way you're not frustrated. You're like, oh, yeah, all right, cool. This is why I have 10 stocks and I don't just have like 1, 2, or 3. Like I have a nice spread to keep me like very busy. I don't need to go and hunt for like new opportunities and like, because that requires me to do more research and homework and time that I just really honestly just don't have. Oh, look, what's Trump doing? Trump is creating a deep state. What? All right, Newsweek, relax. Trump isn't destroying the deep state. Trump is the deep state. Oh, Newsweek, I love you. I have all headlines coming through. You just gotta hear. Oh Lord, let me move on to gosh, I'm on Microsoft. Can we talk about other stocks? I'm gonna have to chop this video up into like different segments. Y'all are gonna get like bored. We got frogs with cigarettes and possibly questionable substances in their mouth, and extra limbs. I don't know. But look, all right, let's get serious, guys. I'm having way too much fun on this Friday. So, um, my homie over here at Microsoft needs some help. Help. We'll see how it goes. Are we gonna get a green? Are we gonna get a green arrow for my boy, my froggy? He need a leg up. Oh, now I'm having a lot of fun. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Like it's looking weak. Goodbye. NVDA. Look, how many rug pulls does it take? I was ready to go long at 140. We're at 135. I'm sorry. Did I just pop everybody's ears? We're at 135. What? I wrote down 138 right here. Whoa, right here. I was comfortable with 138, so it already surpassed my level to get in. So I just missed the opportunity before the close. I'm going to basically use Monday as a bellwether to see if we're still in anything below 140. If we are, I'll consider it, and I'll start an entry into an NVIDIA position in my long term / swing account. So I'm writing that down. It's written down. We're gonna keep track of it. All right, straight up. So right now we don't have anything in Microsoft. We have Palantir and Observance. we got we got two bears. Palantir bear, Microsoft bear, NVIDIA bull, SMCI bull. You know why? We already talked about this. But not unless I get my $53 point. I want my $53. I'm not. There's, like I said, there's no FOMO here. We're not doing that. We don't. But look, it's coming through, right? It's coming through. The patience is paying off, folks. Look at it. Look at SMCI about to collapse. It is collapsing. It's underneath the 50 period on the 15-minute. It's underneath the 50 period on the 1 hour. Well underneath. Deflationary zone, folks. Everything's on the downside. We're going to get our $50. In fact, they got to submit their 10K on Tuesday. Why is it right now we have no news? I'm sorry. This just doesn't make any professional sense. Make it make sense to me. Charles, help me. Help me help you. Help me help everyone in the investor community understand why you like to string us along until the last minute. In fact, if you don't fulfill your promise that you said on the investor call with your team, saying that there's nothing in the way of submitting everything that needed to be submitted on time, somebody's a liar. But I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I mean, you do got 48 more hours, business hours, I believe, something around there. So keeping an eye on you, bro. I'm just kidding. Look, we're gonna take very close attention to these levels right here, folks. Right here, and now I'm gonna add another alert level at this drop zone, flat bottom break, as they say, which I think will happen. I think we just got psyched out of bull trapped for the longs. But if you're not looking at this key level, that the 50 period, you wouldn't know what's happening. We're underneath the 50 period. Period. Haha. All right, let's look at the 4 hour. Ew. Look at this. Look at this. Mm-mm-mm. And a little red dookie right there. Nope. Closed red on the 4 hour all day. Not heavy volume, but enough to get me uninterested. The stochastic, garbage. No sign of recovery. SMCI is going to get, we are going to get what we've been patiently waiting for. Unfortunately, since earnings, we could not get our $50 pullback. After $50, this just goes to show you how much $50, between $50 and $52.50 is going to be new support, where it used to be very resisted. The energy and the momentum that when it broke out of there, the volume, if you were looking at it and you could see it in the charts, you will know that like you will have a lot of confidence that when that level does come back to just go in, right? It's not going to just go and just bleed right through, right? I mean, you never know, but like it's unrealistic for that to happen. There should be some sort of bounce, even if it's a dead cat bounce. So I think there should be some sort of like bounce, and then you can like assess: is it going to stick or is it going to just break through, right? Stuff to look for. I'm going to be again ready. I'm not yet ready. This is I guess if there was a red, yellow, green, this one would be yellow. Like get ready to go green and get in. NVIDIA, I would say, is like closer to that green, like overdue. Like you can go ahead and buy whenever the hell you feel like it. And then we have Microsoft red, Palantir red. Um, not yet, not yet for the longs. Short as you feel, no hard feelings. We have no feelings here when we trade. This is just how we roll. Tesla, Stressla, what are you doing? I ain't stressed. We already talked about this. We talked about this so many times. 300, bring it to me. You're just like, procrastinating the inevitable. Flush it down, get it out of the way so that we can just move on with our lives already. Please do it. Look, 50 period on the weekly is sitting at 298. When have we not retouched the 50 period? What do we just stay above the 50 period forever? Come on, folks. Like, let's be real. Let's be like real. So it's a magnet. One that I'm willing to wait for. And then below that, we have the 200, which can still happen. And we're looking at low twos, which is very scary. I mean, they hate Elon so much. I wouldn't be surprised. Anything can happen here, folks. I'm starting to treat Tesla like one of these like small cap gappers right now, like so freaking volatile that I'm not really interested in being. I'm putting this in another category in my brain of risk, to where I'm willing to tolerate, to where what you see isn't always what you get, aka Stressla. Moving on, Baba, something a little bit more. All right, we know what it is. Nothing's changed with the news. It's kind of better that like it's out of the limelight of American drama news with um cutting in government defense and all that stuff. Like we already know China is trying to be the world dominant with the economy, industry, global, just a global dominance. And so AI, we already talked about it, is expected to be 50% of China's GDP. And if that is true, Alibaba is set up to benefit the most, in my opinion, from a technical and retail perspective, and then them obviously having China in their back pocket, the government. We closed pretty strong. There's really nothing to complain about on this one. This one is, I did not get long. I am still kind of like, with all the volatility today in the market, I did not move on any new entries yet, because I don't want to have FOMO. And I feel like I'm getting a little FOMO, right? Like I feel like it's Alibaba, and I've been burned before on Alibaba. It left a little sour taste in my mouth, so I'm not like rushing to get in. And the 1 hour shows, I mean, steady strength. Four hours definitely strong. It's basically defying the bearish. It's diverging the divergence. on these indicators, which is insane. Which shows you like if it's supported by volume and it shows that the bulls are in control. When you see a bearish indicator on the left, the way I look at it is as long as the one on the right and the superseding one following that one is higher than the one that's on the left, ultimately they cancel each other out. And I don't see that as a bearish. I don't see that as a near-term bearish indicator per se. I don't put too much weight into it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Because you have to outweigh the data with other indicators and you know and other values just to make a full assessment as to what's going on. So you can argue that maybe from what is this, the 10th till now, still showing a little weakness as far as a stochastic, because we're diverging the upward move with a lower stochastic, right? And that's why we're getting bearish indicators here on the RSI. And the only thing that's going to trump this, drum roll, is if the stochastic blows through the top of this level. And if it does, then all of this is canceled out. All of this is canceled out and we go higher, because look, at the end of the day, this means something. This means this trend means that the price action is closer to the top end of the Bollinger Band, and it's staying closer to the top end of the Bollinger Band with the more time that passes. So the higher these levels go and the higher they stay up, it just shows fundamental strength in the stock movement. Google. On the weekly, up, down, not as much as it could go down. We're really like halfway on the ATR. So that means we can easily touch the 50 period, which is 171. Yeah. What did I say last night? I'm not interested until at least 180. Well, where are we right now? 179.66. I couldn't have asked for like a layup, a better layup, right? Awesome. But I feel like we can still go a little bit lower. A little bit, right? So why am I going to I could start a position starter, like I'm going to wet the beak, as they say, but I'm not going to go into my full size. So if I have $2,000 that or just say I have $2,000 that I want to put in, or $12,000 that I want to put in, I'll probably put 2 in, and then I'll have 10,000 left to observe and watch, and I can average in as I get in, closer to the price level that I feel comfortable with. So now here we have the 170 level on the weekly, which once that 50 period on the weekly got breached before, it definitely got bought up. And now just for peace of mind ATR basis, so like if we see it breach the 50 and go lower, we have to have something in our head to know, well, what did it normally do in the past, and how far down did it go, so that we can just have some sort of expectation as what to expect on the worst case scenario, right? And then if we don't see price action start to come up in those ratios that we've determined, then we could just make a better decision, period. So on from that perspective, and if we end up doing that, I feel like that level would be like right here. what was resistance, now support, or could be like strong support, volume supported too, right? So should there be a breach on the 50, 171, I feel like nothing less than 160 is like an absolute like rock bottom buy, hand over fist kind of situation, right? That's just my opinion, folks. So I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave all this here. I'm gonna write all this down, like these targets, like okay, target level, watch this, do this, just so like when we have future videos, we can reflect back and be like, oh, okay, this is what we said, this is what we did, and this was the outcome. And we can have a little like mini report card, like hopefully to share with the world. Amazon. What you doing, Amazon? All right, so just going down. I said it was too high. It's a good buy, but it was just too high. Hey, we're rhyming today. Rhyming today. Look at that. Look. Look at this. Well, definitely not interested at this point until I see at least $200 and possibly I'll take actually anything north of $180 to $200 as a 30% buy-in into my full position. And then I'll watch. And then if like by chance, like see the ATR down here was from 166 all the way down to 150, that's another $10. So if I can sneak in another $10 and get this level of support right here on Amazon, which is clear about, 180. Yeah. 180 north is, in my opinion, pretty dang good. Anything less than that would be danger zone. Like why did it do that? And if it's a lot of cold water down here, there's been a lot of time that has been traded here for them to just bleed through this area like for no reason. So that's what I'm doing with Amazon. Nano nuclear. I don't have the CEO on my thumbnail. I feel bad. I hope he doesn't feel bad. I couldn't really find I didn't have enough time to like put him in. But I will eventually. As long as his stock behaves. All right. Nanonuclear energy. They don't like to call themselves a nuclear company because it kind of sounds funny. So a little pullback, right? We've been looking for levels to come into. I had wrote down. Who stole my paper? I think my wife. She took it. She came in here and took it. I'm gonna find it. But I wrote down $28, and we're pretty much there now. This I want to see support. There was resistance. I gotta see this level break. I have to see this level break back. If not, we're gonna be in trouble. Right over here. If we do not get above this level, then I'm not really interested in the short term to go long. I'll keep an eye on it though. Right here, we're already below it too. We're below the 50. We're below the 9. We're below a lot of key levels. So I'm not yet ready to go long. Although it is showing me that there could be some bullish momentum back to the upside, where the bears have kind of like started to give up on what they were doing. We'll see. Again, so if you have 10 stocks, you categorize like the importance, like the priority, like who's in that, who's got the more momentum, who's moving, who's got the catalyst and the news for the day, week, whatever. Just prioritize. Kind of like if you got like 5 kids, you gotta like categorize like who's misbehaving and goes and eats last. No, I'm just kidding. All right. What do I got? I do WM. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like trading futures next week. Well, I'll talk about that in another segment. I'm looking at IWM and Qs for they pretty much got like daily. I think the IWM has daily options for trading for the day trades, and I'm gonna try and use that momentum back to the upside if there is any to make some money. What's the last one? IBM. Who cares? Yawn. Who even looks at IBM? You know why? Nobody's looking at IBM. That's why they're at all-time highs. It's always the ones that's like not on the news, and then like you turn left and you're like, oh my gosh, did you know they're at all-time highs? Oh yeah, because nobody's talking about it. It's funny how that works. Okay, let me load these guys. Oh, I have them up. What was it? Okay, yeah, it went on all of it. Where do we close for the week? This is the 1 hour, 4 hours. We have the big headline. Wow, you really just, gosh, IBM is a beast. What a beast. Now, there's some movement to the downside here. Just a little bit of weakness towards the close. Well, a lot of weakness. The whole market was weak, and I think they didn't do as bad as they could have. But goodness, if they do come and retest, 50 periods at a measly 257.40, and then we have the 200 period, which it could happen. Yeah, definitely could happen. Look at this. Let's target this. This is my target, straight up. I already made a decision. Decision made. Long IBM 240. Enough said. I'm not interested in anything up here. And if it goes higher, so be it. I'll choose something. I'll get them off my list. I'll find another stock. I don't chase, yo. I don't chase. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm done. I'm exhausted. And I really hope everybody gets everything they wish and dream for. And spend time with your kids. Forgive your mom. And stay close to your friends.